Pedro Pascal on the Fantastic Four First Steps. He's been on the press tour for Materialists, and this clip was discovered by our own Atomic Lori. We're just going to watch this clip, and we'll talk about it on the other side. Here we go.
The only way to understand the character was to not sort of like fake it.
You're late.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Yes, we are.
You late?
I just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world, and you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of
Look at
your
his face.
It's been a dream to join the MCU, and I think that to be invited into a family and to also just kind of step into what is an ensemble. The movie is called The Fantastic Four, and I pride myself on kind of being, I don't know, the funny guy on set. And I have to tell you, if there is a competition of who's funniest, who is smartest, and who is the most talented, I'm number 4. And I'm not even being modest here. I have never been around such, how dare they? I've never been around such talented fuckers in my life. Joe is astonishing to me. Eben is one of the funniest. Eben to me is a writer in the way that his mind works and the zingers that just come out in conversation. And Vanessa Kirby is a force of nature. And she was a leader for me in terms of getting into material like this and making it and elevating it as much as we could and making our relationship as real as it could possibly be. I have no idea what they'll end up using, but what she and I put into it was really a marriage story for us in the most human way, keeping a family together, starting to expand on that family, the fear of that.
69.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death.
I'll confess, I didn't come at it with any sort of attempt at distinguishing it from previous authorships. I need all of the context and all of the information to kind of like, it's silly to use a word spiritually, but to spiritually kind of like enter into an experience, because I can't compartmentalize. I need all of it to be, it's all happened. It's all been seen and done before by many. And so I want it to all kind of like be living in my like imagination.
It's my fault. I stretched the bounds of space. And they hurt.
Are we safe?
I don't know.
Again, Coco Ulrich did my hair, slicked it, nailed it. Not a wig. My hair. Come on, Galactus.
Has to be us.
I did all my stretching for real. I credit the visionaries, costume designers, the production design, our DP, and then be held ultimately by the vision that Matt Shackman, our director, has for the telling of the story, and the way that Kevin Feige has always hoped for the Fantastic Four to be seen. That is so much of the work, because clearly the world is so unique and distinguished in its aesthetic. The theater of that is something to step into. I don't know if I do it well, but they had to keep on pulling me back from a very mid-Atlantic, early 60s kind of like talk. They had a dialect coach that was sort of going to help us into that kind of dialect. And I took to it so well that they had to pull, they were like, we actually, because I was like, well, welcome to the family, July 25th, summer 20, and they were like, talk more like yourself. And I had a hard time doing that because I was so into the era, which for me was something to step into rather than so that it's different than what we've seen before. I mean, I think that what they've created is something.
This is almost over, right?
We will protect you.
I've had enough.
Oh my
I'll say
God.
a couple things. Look, I'll say a
my
couple
God.
things. One, I think Pedro Pascal is a really good actor because he's playing a straight married man, and that's something I'm not sure that I don't know if he's ever been married, but there are definitely rumors about him that I think he himself helped perpetuate. But he's on the press tour. He's a team player. But I also one last thing, I want to hear your comments. I don't think he knows that he's not really. People are kind of over him. I think he's a team player.
He said it. He's glad to be in everything.
There are two jobs: the job making the movie and the job selling the movie. I don't know if the movie part that they made remains to be seen, but he's given it his all, and he is very modest. I like most of what he had to say there, and I'm sure at some point he'll say something. I mean, he was joking, and look. People do get hired in Hollywood because they're well liked. I don't know.
They're easy to work on set. They're easy to get along with.
Team players showing up on time. Being early is on time, and that's half the job. That's a quote from Bill Maher talked about what it takes to be in Hollywood. Yeah, be on time. Because most people are not. But anyways, Alan, your thoughts, and then we'll go to comments. We got to move along.
You know what I love about that whole thing?
Please.
Because he goes on and on about all the things he did to prepare for the role of Reed Richards. And it was a very long list. But guess what? The one thing that's not on that list was read a Fantastic Four comic book.
Yeah, that reading a Fantastic Four comic is recommended if you're making a Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, it just felt like he went out of his way to say everything else he did, but that to give any kind of honor to the actual character, the actual comic book series, one of the longest running comic series of Marvel Comics, and to not even mention it. Then the other thing was he talked about what a great privilege it is to finally be part of the MCU. Do you remember the other thing he ruined? The DCU, and he was in Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh my God! Yeah, yeah.
I had that. Wow. Can someone needs to go to the big studios and say we need to reconceptualize our marketing campaigns. We need to maybe take a step back and just focus on a trailer, and let's stop having our actors do press tours. As much as we'd love to see them play games with Jimmy Fallon, it's probably best we just let the movie speak for itself, because I cannot think of a certain interview or featurette that made me want to see either Fantastic Four or Superman.